Jeremy, you're on camera.
Someone turn on the fan.
No one turn on the fan.
Oh, nice. That's how. Oh, I guess pull
Should
your.
we turn the lights on?
Well, how did you get it?
Alright guys, to get started, while I'm getting ready, can you please swap the summaries that you wrote of Mary the Colour Scientist and Philosophical Zombies with the people next to you and read theirs, please?
Sir, I didn't bring my
Let's start with Mary. Do we think Mary learns something when she first sees colour? Hands up for yes. Does anyone want to say no? Okay, nice. So then that means that Frank Jackson, the guy who made this example up, will be very pleased by your answer, because he made this example up to try and show that she would learn something. In Nagel's language, what would we say that she's learning? She's learned a what?
Qualia.
A qualia, yep, good. And qualia. So if yes, the qualia, she has just learned. We say learned here sort of in like apostrophes, I'm putting it, because it's kind of a weird way of saying the word learned, right? But she's first experienced, so she's first understood what it's like. Yeah? She's just learned is an example of a subjective fact, right? So something subjective, the way that something is that she couldn't have known through all of her scientific understanding, her objective knowledge. Cool. So would Nagel like this example?
Yeah.
August, why would you like it?
Because he brings up brain conscious, like unconscious can just be explained by physics because there's the qualia.
Right, qualia is a real thing in the world. Subjective facts are real things in the world that resist. What would he say? They resist what starting with R? Reduction. Yeah, perfect. Good. So this is Nagel's point. It's Nagel's point. Materialism. As it stands. It's not. There's no explaining why.
Can I see a USB?
What's that, George?
I went to. Oh. Never mind, sir. Don't worry about it.
You okay? Brian, what's going on?
Philosophical zombies.
Ah, good. Can you explain what philosophical zombies are all about?
Do I just read it word for word for what I wrote?
Yeah, sure.
A philosophical zombie, or P-zombie in philosophy of mind and perception, is a hypothetical thing that from the outside is indistinguishable from a normal human being, but lacks conscious experience, qualia, or sentience.
Nice one. Is it possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's possible, right? Could I be a philosophical zombie?
100%.
Or is you
I mean,
can
yes.
100%, right?
Yeah.
Confident.
Yeah.
100%.
I am.
No.
Not only could you be, but you are.
100% he could be.
100% I could be. Does anyone think I am?
No, not really.
Probably not.
I'd like to believe we're sentient.
You'd like to? Oh, thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that.
Occam's razor.
Occam's razor. Does which way does Occam's razor convince you, Andrew? That I have consciousness?
Yeah.
Okay, why is it simpler to assume I do?
Because you assume that every human has consciousness, Because then, using Occam's razor, we would have to say that, oh, you're a human.
Okay, so it's simpler to assume that I do have consciousness rather than that I don't. Does everyone agree with that? Is it simpler to assume that I do have consciousness?
Yeah.
It makes more sense, you reckon?
Yeah.
It's a more elegant, simple theory?
Possibly won't freak out.
Okay. But does everyone see how, at least in terms of our experience, the things we can see, the things we can judge, they're equally good explanations of the world, predictors of the world, a philosophical zombie theory of everyone, and a consciousness theory of everyone. Does everyone see how they're equally empirically valid?
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense? Awesome. Sweet. Who came up with this example? Does anyone know?
You said it just like that.
The material mind.
This one was Frank Jackson. And this one,
Chalmers.
David Chalmers, who's still alive today.
Solipsism.
Alive and kicking. And I might post a video of him this weekend.
Charmander.
Charmander, David Charmander. I might post a video of him this weekend explaining why he's a duelist. He's a modern day,
is he still living?
real life duelist. He's still living. Yeah, he's pretty well known.
How old is he?
How old is he? I don't know, mid 40s.
Well, what the
I
heck?
know,
He's
he's
young
not
as
even
hell.
close to being dead.
Pretty good philosophy show, yeah?
How
No, no, so
crazy.
he could already be dead.
Sorry?
He'll boss, yes.
Or he's never been alive.
Already be
Or
dead.
maybe he's not even conscious at all. He might be a philosophical zombie.
Superintendent Chalmers.
Alright, that's where it goes. What would Smart respond to this idea, philosophical zombies? Semantically, that's his response to everything, isn't it? That's his answer to everything. Do you think Smart is going to say that our mind can be explained with an objective understanding of the way the brain works? Does that make sense? Because sensations are nothing more than brain states. Yeah, we might think of sensations in a different way, but in fact, ontologically in the world, they're really just brain states. So, do you think that he's convinced by this idea? Is this possible for him?
No.
Perhaps, maybe not.
No.
Alright, if you're writing this down, I want you to just write, would Smart
He'd probably say it's plausible.
think
No.
he zombies
These lists.
are possible?
He's on by.
Let's put a couple of exclamation marks on that. And then I want you to just write, see, even if you're not writing this down, write this down, please. See Daniel Dennett's response. End of Nagel chapter. That's in the textbook. Daniel Dennett is very much a materialist. He's also a modern day philosopher who is crazy, still alive.
He's crazy as hell.
And he is definitely not a dualist. Definitely not. He thinks that consciousness is a function of a physical brain, and even more than that. But I'll let you read this section when we get up to it. Alright, the other part of the homework was to read from 16 onwards. Had we done 16 or are we up to 17 or 16? Last time in class.
What do you think supposed to say?
I think we were midway through 16, right?
No.
For frick's sake, right?
We just finished
What?
it.
I asked him.
We just finished
Do you need
15.
any
Oh,
time?
okay.
I thought that's what it was saying. I thought that's what it said, and I've read the 22. Just 22.
Did you guys see the YouTube video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did everyone see the really annoying cable in the microphone cord that Megan pointed out? Super annoying. Hopefully this one's a bit better. It's at a better angle now too. There we
You
go.
guys will see me dead twice at some
Where? See you
at the start of the video.
on this one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What an absolute. Do it, no.
No, I don't want to do it now. I already did twice.
Alright.
They might edit it out.
So we've just been talking about how we can't ever take up another point of view other than our own. Is everyone pretty good with that idea?
Yeah.
We're fine with that? Excellent. So then, 16. Did we write a title for this paragraph? 16? Yeah, paragraph 16. I wrote the consequences of the bad example for materialism.
Material.
We got that?
Yep.
If you don't have it in at the top of 16, let's write this title. 16.
Theories.
Sorry?
Materialism.
Oh, what did you guys write?
Rationalism.
Oh, yeah, same thing. Consequences for reductionist materialism. And it's consequences of the bad example, right? This whole extended investigation is consequences of the bad example. Yep. Cool. I like that post, by the way. Who had the Batman one that was like, Nagel knows nothing? That was a good one. Alright, 16. This bears directly upon the mind-body problem. By this, remember, we're just talking about all the consequences of the Bat example. Right? We can't know what it's like to be a Bat. 4. If the facts of experience, facts about what it's like for the experiencing organism, are accessible only from one point of view, then it's a mystery how the true character of experiences could be revealed in the physical operation of that organism. Can anybody explain this point?
You only can experience something if you're that thing.
Yep. And so it's a mystery how we could have a physical explanation of something that requires a point of view. Yeah? Let's write that down just as a note. So, if experience can only be explained objectively from a point of view, then it's weird to imagine a physical explanation of experience. Is it weird to imagine a physical explanation of how the brain works electrically?
No,
Why not, Jordan?
because we have proof of it.
Yeah, we can observe it, can't we? Pretty nicely. And we can agree with other people about how it works. And if we talk about it with enough people who have different perceptions of it, we can sort of figure out how the underlying base principles of like electrical activity work in the brain and what cells are the brain made up of, that kind of stuff. And through this process of discussion and discovery, we can move from our one viewpoint, which is kind of like, oh, it's a weird squishy thing, right? To this more objective idea, this more removed from our one viewpoint idea, where we have concepts that are more removed from our point of view, yeah, about how cells work and how electricity works. And those things seem to do a pretty good job, of explaining the brain. Everyone good? Cool. But can we do the same thing for our experience, our conscious experience? Can I get together with a bunch of people and talk about the way I experience things in a way that means we can move beyond our experience to objectively talk about our experience by removing the point of view? That's the question here.
Some things.
Some things? Which things?
One thing that you can't explain physically when you experience is color. You can't say when you look at a color how you're experiencing it. But on the other hand, if someone says asks you how did your weekend go, and you describe it in detail,
Yep.
in minute detail. Oh, I went like this and everything. Then they can actually picture your experience in a way.
Yeah, they can picture the things you did, can't they? Yeah.
If you give enough descriptions and
Yeah. You can describe your experience. Yeah. Can we describe what it's like to look at a color to each other? Talk to the person next to you and try and describe what it's like to see something blue or green or whatever.
You can't.
Try and describe it.
well, it's basically
If you
That
felt
was
what it
the
was
sky.
what I'm looking at right now is what you're wearing.
it has to describe it.
Colors.
What it means.
Trying to see like Myra
Oh, so
before.
grass is green.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
how weird would be
And
like
you know
Myra is
what
like
grass
bright.
is? It's just
And
one
weird.
color.
And if you saw Myra as the sky,
What if to me,
That's too much.
to me, deep is bright and I feel like
So we're like, we're
so you can't tell me I'm bright, but if you imagine like mahogany or something.
I'll explaining when we get advanced science.
Alright, coming back to
the
you.
sun, I see her yellow. You guys see my green.
Hands up if you understand what it's like to see something blue. If you understand what it's like to see something blue, put your hand up.
We're at Wellington.
Good. Yeah, we say blue stuff all the time.
Literally can't go into Wellington without seeing blue. Look at that.
That's right. Because you look at all the year 12 students studying so hard, you're like, oh, you all look so blue. Get it?
Studying.
I like that you guys are all like, yeah, because they're studying a lot. And Jeremy's like, studying? As if they're doing that. Exactly. Alright, let's go back to the reading. Keep in mind, though, the difference between understanding what it's like to experience something and describing that experience, trying to use language that someone who's never had that experience would understand. That's the difficulty for Nagel, and Nagel thinks that that's the difficulty for materialism. Yep? Cool. The latter is a domain of objective facts par excellence. Just means, like, perfect objective facts. Yeah? The latter, it means how we describe physical things. We can describe physical things using objective facts, like this stone's mass is 23 grams or whatever you use to describe it. Yeah? Its colour is this. Yeah? Its weight is this. All that kind of stuff. The kind that can be observed and understood from many points of view and by individuals with differing perceptual systems. There are no comparable imaginative obstacles to the acquisition of knowledge about bat neurophysiology by human scientists. And intelligent bats or Martians might learn more about the human brain than we ever will. So, when we say individuals with differing perceptual systems, are we talking about like, I have a different perceptual system to Daniel?
Kind of.
Kind of?
A little tiny bit.
Maybe a little tiny bit, it's possible. But really for Nagel, we have the same perceptual system. Daniel and I. Yeah? If you were comparing yourself to someone who is blind and deaf, they would have a different perceptual system. What else does Nagel use as an example? Martians and bats.
Intelligent
Nice.
bats.
Good. So, next to there somewhere, let's write organisms with different perceptual systems e.g. humans and Martians may share
Where's the main, huh? In the ocean.
may share an ability to objectively understand the world. You can write this in your books or your notes or your wherever, don't mind. So we can share an ability to understand physical things with Martians, right? Even if they had like a bat's perceptual system, let's say, or they were just intelligent bats who didn't have very good eyes, but they have sonar that they use to see the world. We could talk about the way that something physical, like lightning, works, and we could agree on ways to characterize it in the world, and we could get to some objective understanding that goes beyond our point of view. Yeah? So the idea of an objective understanding of something is to understand how it is in the world, regardless of anyone's individual point of view, anyone's experience of it. Yeah? Cool. So we can share this ability to have objective knowledge of something. Yeah, and we could share the objective knowledge with Martians, we should say. Yeah? But if they're perceptually different from us, we can't share our subjective experience of something, like lightning. So, I don't know what it's like for a Martian to see lightning, and Nagel is saying, I never will. I don't know what it's like for a bat to experience flying in a storm, mostly because they use echolocation, and we have a different sensory perceptual system. Make sense? Cool. All right, 17. Ready to go?
Yes.
So this is not by itself an argument against reduction. A Martian scientist with no understanding of visual perception could understand the rainbow, or lightning, or clouds as physical phenomena, though he would never be able to understand the human concepts of rainbow, lightning, or cloud, or the place these things occupy in our phenomenal world. Can someone explain what that sentence means?
Without your senses, you can explain things physically.
Yeah, we can explain things using objective characterizations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Mary, the color scientist, like she could physically explain all the properties of all the colors.
Yep.
But she didn't experience any of them.
Yeah, nice one. Sorry, but she what?
Yeah, she didn't experience any of the colors subjectively. She could objectively describe all of them.
Nice one. And could a Martian let's have a thought experiment. Could a Martian also understand all those facts? But if the Martian went outside, or if a bat went outside, could they understand what it's like for Mary to see all the colours? No, because they don't have the same perceptual system. Does that make sense? They don't have eyes that work the way ours do. They don't have a sensory system that perceives things the way ours do. They don't have our point of view. Make sense?
Yep.
Nice. That's actually a really good summary. Can we write that out? Something like that. Let's do this in your book somewhere. Let's extend this on Mary the Colour Scientist.
It's because a lot of girls right there.
Still hot.
Ah,
It was
Yeah,
fun.
people make it out to be like a really cool thing to
That
do.
was fun.
It's actually not that cool.
Yeah, it was.
Also like,
Well, they're thinking no one's face.
Mr. Colour says fighting isn't cool, kids.
fighting isn't cool, guys.
It's not cooler than going to class and getting an education.
And she was like a nice.
Bro, I can't get in the fight
Don't do
anymore
fights
because I
against
make
corporate
charges.
fights.